Your success comes to a cost, either way. So, when you avoid the cost in the now, avoiding what you need to reflect on to bring you into true lasting success for the long term, it will come at a greater cost in future. What does this mean? How does this look? We talk about burnout, we talk about illness in the body, we talk about attracting the wrong audience, a cap in our sales, our inability to break through in revenue because we haven't addressed the identity that can't hold that capacity. We've built the systems, the foundation in the business during the scaling process in accordance to a Band-Aid fix, a blueprint based on someone else's aligned success. And then we wonder why it doesn't last, it doesn't work, it can't hold. So in success, it'll always come at a cost. So you have to decide whether you want that to be the cost right now in the moment or the greater cost that comes in future of what you avoid. This is the Residency in Power with Autumn Oakley. 10 minutes of precision for the leader ready to hear what their success has been costing them. No bypassing. We cut straight to the core of the awareness you've been looking for, so you can reclaim your power to lead in success that feels successful to you. So, the cost of your success will be a cost either way, but it can come at a cost to what is uncomfortable in the moment, which will lead you to long-lasting success, spaces, connections, partnerships that are true, where you're held, where you're met. Everything that you want to align to in long-lasting success, in the depth of your connections, in a business and offering that fulfills you and grows alongside you, scaling that's sustainable and continues. It's all built on what is uncomfortable in the moment of that cost, but it's always less of a cost. It doesn't mean it isn't less painful, but it is something that isn't collected. The body keeps the score. What you neglect keeps score in the universal side of things. So where you avoid facing what you're building, in chasing the views, in chasing what people are asking of you, will always come at a cost to you in future. Where you are just taking anything you can get, where you're not stepping into your authority, your power to, partake in a discerning application process in which clients that you support, then you're always going to feel depleted. You're always going to feel unmet. You're always going to attract the clientele who has a lot of complications of things, who wants you to hold what they don't want to hold themselves, who wants a refund. So when you are facing all of these continuous lessons, challenges, understand that that is the uncomfortable cost to face in the moment, so that in avoidance, it doesn't come at a greater cost to you in future, because the cost of what comes from what you avoid is so much greater and it's so much harder to rise from. Whether that is illness in the body, burnout, whether that is building the business for years that you grow to hate, restructuring, collapsing the business, realigning your entire platform, your social media to align with a different audience because you attracted the wrong thing. Going ahead to focus on the systems that you built, the platforms, the clientele, all of the details of what you neglected to face that came at a cost in the present moment is what still comes at a cost in future. But it's worse, it's harder, because it requires a full foundational restructuring of things, or it is something that can't be undone, whether that is illness in the body, whether that is a collapse in your sales, whether that is the business or podcast that, the audience, the clientele just left. Why? Because it wasn't built on your truth. It wasn't built on the foundation that is truly you. So what I always share is that we can take the strategy, we can take what people are sharing with us as what it is: awareness, knowledge, wisdom. But for you to have long-lasting success in ways that do not cost you in future, in ways that can't be undone, that are so much more heavy and complicated to fix, that you actually build success that feels like success, and it's success that lasts long term because it's true to you. You have to take what you learn, the blueprints, the strategies that you get, and become the architect. You have to reconstruct and chuck what doesn't work for you. Take the details that align with you, that expand you, that don't come to a cost of yourself for prolonged time. There's a cost that comes in the present moment, where we have to do things we don't want to do, where we have to feel uncomfortable or nervous system to push through, where we have to have those conversations, we have to build the thing, we have to, prolong what we really want to do because we don't have the finances, the cost, we have to invest in different things. We're looking to scale, but it looks like we have to, hire out. So what we wanted to build is going to have to wait. The uncomfortability in the present moment is a part of the process, but the uncomfortability in that cost is what gradually aligns you to something better, something grander, because this is about your growth, your alignment, your scaling process, is that you don't know what's coming through. You don't know the amazing thing that your mind can't perceive that you're scaling into. The thing that you are building that calls to you deeply, it evolves over time. And that is why I always say to focus on the cost that's coming in the present moment. Make sure it's not a continuous cost to yourself, that you're continuously pushing yourself into burnout, you're overextending yourself all the time. That's not what I mean. I mean making the hard decision of the cost that comes in the now for a short period of time to bring forth your realignment, to bring forth what frees you, what no longer costs you yourself, your energy, your time, anything that is going to come at a cost to you in future. That is the goal. Because when you are building from someone else's strategy, someone's blueprint of aligned success solely without your discerning reflection of what actually truly works for you and reconstructing it in ways that are true to your own individual blueprint, then this is what comes to a cost in future because you borrowed the strategy. It's not aligned with your truth. You went ahead to chase what you thought would hold, what you thought was working, what people told you to do. And this is not about reclaiming your power. So to have long-lasting success that is felt, that meets you, that is sustainable in your growth, it is the path of the unknown. So you have to really focus on reflection a lot of the time. You have to be brave enough to address and decide what is the cost I'm willing to take right now that isn't, dangerous, that isn't putting me in a bad situation, but that is coming to a cost of, maybe I don't want to do, but it's going to hold for right now. And I know that in future, even if I can't see how it's going to work out, I know that it's going to free me. It's going to free up my time. It's going to bring me into health and wellness in the body. It brings me energy. It's aligning me to the connections and partnerships that meet me by saying no to what doesn't. All of the reflections we need to focus on in the present moment is about aligning to your own individual process and your own individual blueprint. And when you structure your life, your identity, and your business from what is true to you, this is success that lasts and doesn't cost you something huge in due time, something that you have to rebuild from the foundation of the ashes of what that cost brought. So to the leader who's really questioning scaling, who's looking at all of these strategies and systems and things you're trying to build, I really just want you to sit in the quiet, the presence with yourself, and just get radically honest of where you don't feel supported, where you don't feel held in your business, where you're neglecting and abandoning yourself, where you are feeling burnt out, where you are feeling like you don't have time to actually be present, to reflect, to restore energy in your body. Are you nourishing yourself? Are your clients actually able to hold the capacity regardless of your effort, your time, your presence? These are vital questions of what we need to reflect on in the reconstruction process into greater, deeper alignment to long-lasting success that doesn't cost you in due time. That, yes, will come at a slight cost in the moment, but that is the discomfort of what it means to come into realignment. Honored to have you here. If this found you, it was meant to. 'Tis I, Autumn Airy Oakley. This is the Residency in Power, leading in what is built to last.